Welcome back to Callback Solutions. Today, we're going to be looking at a 454B unit and what it goes into and how it works. But for that, I'm going to have to bring in the big guns. Anthony McCoy.
Get all that. All right, guys, 454B is very simple. We don't want to make it harder than what it is. Main thing you got to understand is how to wire in your RDS board. And your RDS board is the main function in case you develop a refrigerant leak. It actually let the homeowner know that, hey, I got a leak in the system, cause your blower to run 100% of the time without stopping. But a lot of guys in the field basically right now don't know how to wire in the RDS. Main thing to remember is you got to put it on where it says right here, System 1. If you only have one sensor, that's where it goes on System 1. And anytime you put in one sensor, always remember your dip switches, which is right here. 1 is down, 2 is up. That's the main thing. We get a lot of callbacks because guys don't know about the dip switches. Another fault we get with when you're wiring in your flow switch, everything on the black side comes into the wiring. Everything on this blue side goes to the equipment. Therefore, even my flow switches, which a lot of people don't know, your flow switch has to be wired on the black side where it breaks the R. So for instance, like this system is a zoning. From my equipment zoning, goes over to my black side with all my flow switches and my hockey puck. It's all been wired in series, which breaking my R, then goes back to my equipment side, which goes right back to the equipment. It's that simple to wire up. It's that simple to remember. Just remember, this is wire coming in. This is wire going out. All my safety comes in through the black. Everything else goes out through the blue to the equipment. Very simple. The sensor itself, Lennox, they give you a spot where your wire comes out of the coil, and then your sensor actually mounts on the lower part of the coil, which is sitting right here in the corner. It leaves brackets so you can actually put the sensor in there. And you notice your sensor has to be mounted to the lowest part of the coil. Reason why, 454 is heavier than air. Therefore, instead of it rising, it's going to drop. So therefore, that's why we want our sensors at the bottom. So if it detects a leak, that actually goes off, let your RDS board know that you have a leak, and then it'll start throwing a fault. So mount the sensor, make sure it's at the bottom side of it. If this was a horizontal coil, it'll be mounted at the bottom. So if it was horizontal from right to left, it'll be mounted at the bottom on this side. If it's horizontal from left to right, it'll be mounted on that side at the bottom. So your RDS sensor always goes at the bottom part of the coil. Now here's another thing too, guys. What y'all see here is look like accordions, but they are little rubber gaskets so it can keep the refrigerant inside. With this being a positive coil, which means all your air blows outside, you have to put these rubber gaskets in there. So if we develop a leak outside the wells, all your refrigerant will stay in the coil because your air is blowing outside the coil. So you have to put this on there. Now, if this was an air handler, you don't need this on the air handler. You know the reason why? Because air handlers are negative pressure coil. It's sucking air in. So if we develop a leak outside, it's going to suck it right into the coil. So these are definitely required to mount on all pretty much gas furnace coils. You see right here, we got the little clamps that tighten down on it, and then all my refrigerant. Another thing inside on the suction line, we have what we call cork tape. So because the suction line sweats, to keep it from sweating up on your rubber gasket. So all your condensation is going back inside. Other than that, that's pretty much simple. I mean, 454B, similar to 410A, about 10 PSI lower than 410A. Personally, I feel like it's more efficient because it is running at a lower pressure, lower amps, and it cools very well.
Anthony, for giving us the lowdown on these 454B units. Anything else that you want to add on this?
What I would say is don't overthink the job, guys. A lot of people out there in the industry making this look like it's like an atomic bomb we building here. But 454B is very simple, very easy to work on. Nothing to be afraid of. You might see a lot of these fake YouTube deals where units exploding. See no reason for this stuff to even explode. Very simple to work on, very easy to charge, very easy to troubleshoot. Board, RDS system, very easy to wire up. I always tell guys, don't make the job harder than what it is. Just do your job, and remember, as always, all we do is air condition. We're not curing cancer, and we're not trying to put anybody on the moon. We just work on air conditioning.
Appreciate it, Anthony. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you guys on the next one.